Caltech is such a phenomenal institution, and it's known all over the world for those who have knowledge about research institution and engineering. But a lot of the students that we focus on, the high potential, low resource students at community colleges, candidly, they've not heard of Caltech. Largely because obviously they've not had the pathway to get here. So I want them to understand just how unique Caltech is, why it's such a premier place. Maybe you can just talk a little bit about what makes it unique and why is it that people from all over the world fight to be able to come and go to school at Caltech?
Caltech is a unique school because it's focused on science and technology. This is our singular focus, and we strive to study fundamental problems which have huge technological impact. It is focused on training people to think about the biggest problems facing mankind, and also to think about the deep fundamental questions which other people might not have time or the willingness to tackle. So from very early days, it focused only on a few subjects. So they don't cover all the topics in engineering, for example. They focus only on selected topics where they could have profound impact which can transform the society. And from the very early days, that has been the focus. And one of the reasons, for example, the community college students might not have heard of Caltech is that we are very small. We are very selective. So we have only about 2,000 students and 300 faculty members. So I think this is something which I mentioned to you earlier, that we are the fourth largest institution in higher learning in Pasadena. We are focused on using math and science to think about the biggest questions, addressing big challenges. And Caltech is all about research. We are asking the right questions and seeking solutions to problems. And so that has always been the singular focus. And that's what makes Caltech special.
I understand that Caltech was really the birth of JPL, right? The Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is in essence it is the research center for NASA, correct?
Yes.
Maybe we could just share just briefly about what JPL is and how profound of an impact that it's really had globally, because I think that's another thing that I want to make sure our students know who have an opportunity to come here and be a part of the program.
So JPL is part of Caltech. It's a NASA lab, but managed by Caltech.
Okay.
But JPL itself was born out of the aerospace department here at Caltech. So this was about 75 years back. Some curious students were performing experiments on rockets, but this is dangerous experiments to perform. And so the director of the lab at the time, Theodore von Karman, asked the students that they should find another place to do the experiments. And the students chose to go to the Arroyo in Pasadena, and that's the present location of JPL. And so JPL initially was performing work to help the US Army with the jet-assisted takeoff and other things. And later on, it became a lab focused on launching spacecraft, satellites, and to explore the planetary, our solar system, and beyond. And so one of the early things they launched was the Explorer, and then the Voyager, and other great spacecraft which explored our solar system. It has become the premier unmanned space exploration lab in the world, and this is due to the singular focus, once again, the focus of the dedicated 5,000 scientists and engineers working at JPL, really thinking about planets far away in our solar system, and especially this is accentuated by the success of landing of the Mars Science Laboratory, MSL, on Mars. And this was an autonomous system. I mean, to think about that, it takes several minutes before the command can reach the system. You cannot land such a rover by giving commands from the Earth. So it has to act autonomously. And so these are the ideas which are explored. The research and development work which takes place at JPL makes this possible. And the Caltech campus is very proud of its association with JPL. So there are many joint research projects between JPL and Caltech. And also the students have the opportunity to work at JPL. And the JPL scientists and engineers teach classes at Caltech. So which is it's a great synergy between the campus and JPL.
Well, that's blow away. As you know, one of our great success stories is one of the Base 11 students, Hugo. Thanks to you and the work that Caltech has done, his dream is to become a NASA engineer.
Yeah.
And he got accepted to JPL as a intern, and his life has just been completely changed. So these are the stories that we want to be able to tell other community college students and faculty who guide them, that this is what's possible. This pathway is possible.
Exactly.
And it's super exciting.
JPL is a magical place. So I call them the masters of the universe. Because these people make things possible which you think are impossible.
Yeah.
And so to land a spacecraft on Mars, many millions of miles away, it is just a mind-boggling fact. I mean, and to land with such great accuracy, this is an engineering feat. And this is, I think, the greatest engineering marvel of our lifetime, I think. So, for the students coming from community colleges, to have this opportunity to work in JPL, and this is just extraordinary. And so this really opens up, their mind, and they can see that nothing is impossible.